Hey, everybody. This is part of our health professional project where we're trying to get people together that are health professionals, very good at what they do, and start educating the population on understanding when you're going to a health professional of any sort, what you should be looking for um, to make sure that you're getting value and that you're actually getting someone that knows what to do to kind of help you with your health, and not someone that really has no business kind of helping you down that path. And with me tonight, this is Jordan Davies. She is one of the owners over at Complete Performance. They're over in Circle Pines. They actually just opened up here in the past few months. Her and her husband are over there. They do a lot of performance training, a lot of sports training. Jordan actually does a lot of powerlifting and competes in that as well. And I actually met her about a year ago through a mutual friend chiropractor, and thought that it was someone I needed to sit down and talk with. And she was wondering about opening a business. And I kind of pushed her down that right direction. And it was kind of the best decision she's done in her life. And so the first thing I kind of want to ask her is, so you guys just opened Complete Performance. You know, I kind of touched base on what you guys do. What are some of the specifics you guys help people with?
So we service the general population, the moms and dads, as well as the athletes. And that came together as when I was working at another gym, my clients would have to run and go pick up their kids. They'd have to leave their workout early, or they'd come late because they had to drop off their kids. And we wanted to be a place that could service the entire family and really show that health is a family aspect. So we offer small group classes, one-on-one training. We do nutrition coaching, and kind of try to encompass this as like, this is not just for your athlete. This is not just for mom or dad. This is for everyone. And with that, we can all see better results and live a more successful and healthful life.
Yeah, that was one thing I loved when you first came down. We sat down and talked for that hour and a half, because you're like, hey, I looked at your website. I've heard about you guys. You know, when Barb and I opened up our place almost 4 years ago, you know, Barb worked with everyone from track teams in high school to the military down in Fort Snelling. You know, I used to work at Gold's Gym as a personal trainer, fitness manager, general manager, everything. And, you know, at a point when I was working at those large facilities, everyone kind of became a dollar, and I wasn't about helping people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big thing when Barb and I decided to open up our own place, is making sure we have an environment that the whole family can come to. You
Yeah.
know, you'll see on our website pictures with moms working out with their kids. We have a video of a mom with her 9-month-old right
Oh,
now. You know, that's a very good thing, because you're instilling those healthy habits at a very young age,
yeah.
and the kids start just naturally getting into that as well, which is just an awesome thing, you know.
Yeah.
And we deal with a lot of people as well. And you're looking at different populations, from someone's overweight, or like you and your husband, hey, we're looking for a good workout. We want to sweat. You know, Barb and I look, you know, she does hydro track. We work with other trainers too. And we want to come over and take a Saturday class over at you guys' place one of these days. And just, you know, people that know what to do, that's really important to us. You can go anywhere now
Yeah.
and sweat, but do you actually have someone watching what you're doing, taking care of actually your best interests? Those type of things isn't always the case.
Right.
Now, one of the things in the fitness industry that has become very popular is, and it's a 6-week challenge. Now, I understand it from a marketing standpoint. We all have people contact us like, hey, do you guys have a 6-week challenge? And they're always disappointed when I say no. Do you guys do a 6-week challenge or anything over at your facility?
We do not. Ours is all, we want to make this a lifestyle for you. And I think that's one thing that challenges take away from that, and that we're going to get you results fast, but we're not going to get you results for a lifetime. Because what happens after you're done with a challenge? You go, you celebrate with that pizza, that beer, whatever it is that you wanted afterward. And then it's just like, well, I had this. So like now I finished this challenge. I'm going to continue to reward myself. And we just believe that we're going to work together with you from the very beginning, where you're at, start with you exactly at that point, and we're going to walk with you all the way through that step. And if we get to a point where you say, you know what, I've reached my goal, I'm good, I can do this on my own, I'm ready to take on this lifestyle by myself, congratulations, that means we did our job. But I just don't see that being done in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks. I think this is a lifetime of habits that you're trying to correct, you're trying to rebuild and reinstill in someone. And we just don't believe that that can be done in that short of a time period.
Yeah. And like I said, I've been in the industry for a long time, and challenges are always done, especially around this time of year, because you're getting into the holidays and New Year's resolutions. And kind of like, again, when I was at Gold's, we'd have 500 people that would come start in January to walk on a treadmill 3 times a week. And in 4 to 6 weeks, you never saw them again. And so you never got many results. And that always really, really bothered me. And it's one reason why I left that part of the industry and opened up my own place, was to get in the aspect of actually getting back to helping people again. But another thing is, even doing like, one of my very first clients, she is still a client of mine. It's been like 16 years.
Yeah.
I just did an interview with her as well, and she just became a firefighter. And we were talking about all the different changes of her goals that went from, being in her 20s to now being almost 40, how much life changes. And if she wouldn't have had someone there to help her through all those different goal changes, to help support her and always push her, she wouldn't have the lifestyle anymore either. And that's one of the important things of having a really good instructor and coach, is someone that's going to be able to always adjust depending on what you're going through. We have clients that might have a total knee replacement, hip replacement, rotator cuff tear, that happened either doing something stupid like shoveling, falling, a quick twist, just dumb stuff like that. We had a client where he was a spin instructor for 20 years. I started training him in 3 months. All of a sudden, he needed to go into Twin Cities Orthopedic and have his hip replaced. So we spent 3 months rehabbing, and then he was walking the next day. He walked into the gym 4 days later, and we started, rehabbing at that point. And if he wouldn't have had someone that could do that, where would you be at that point?
Right.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
When you have done 6-week challenges in the past at other facilities you've worked at, what would happen to majority of the people after the 6 weeks that you would see, besides like just celebrating with the pizza? Because I enjoy pizza once in a while, so I'm not going to knock pizza. But, people always put us on pedestals like we don't do anything wrong.
Right.
And Barb actually hates it because I like to take a picture of like dessert that's sitting at the table in front of her and post it, because people think that she's never done a wrong thing in her life.
Yeah.
So people need to see that. But, what were some other things after a 6-week challenge? What would happen with the majority of the people?
I think the majority of people, they don't know what to do next. They're in this major kind of diet phase. They're in this, I need to work out 5 to 6 days a week, destroy myself in the gym, eat, XYZ to get results. So if I want to continue to see results, that's what I need to do. And it goes one of 2 ways. They either stay on that rigid path of, I'm going to continue to restrict myself and eat little and bust my tail in the gym every single moment I'm in there, or you see just a revert back to old habits. And, I've talked with clients who've been through challenges, and they said, I signed up because it's exactly what I wanted to hear. It's what I wanted to see and get. It sounds sexy, so I'm going to sign up for this because that's what I want. But then afterward, they're like, I don't know any better. I don't know what to do. I'm out of this challenge where I'm not being checked on. I'm not being pressured to lose this amount of weight. What do I do? Well, I kind of go back to some of my old habits, because I don't really have that accountability of somebody who's going to see the scale when I step on it, or ask me, hey, how's your weight loss going? Hey, how are your workouts going? How are you feeling in your workout? And it's a tough thing to see, because you don't want to see somebody who's in that rigid mindset, because at some point they're going to reach that breaking point, and that it's only a matter of time before oh my gosh, what happened to you? Where did you go? You were on this straight and narrow and you quickly fell off. Or you see the people who right away are, one cheat meal turns into another, into another, into another. And before you know it, you're eating an entire pizza for dinner instead of, one or two slices. It's a lack of knowledge on balance and an understanding of how do I make this fit to me? And there's no education on that. I love to show people that I eat massive amounts of ice cream after a meet. I mean, I went to Nelson's Ice Cream after my meet in July and I ate a triple scoop like it was nobody's problem. And everyone's like, you did that? And yeah, I worked really hard. I enjoyed my success. And then what did I do the next day? I had really good meals because my gut probably felt terrible. But
Yep.
It's balance. That's what balance is. And, having that knowledge of how to do that and how to balance what you enjoy and how to get results is an important thing that I don't feel challenges really grasp or teach you.
Yeah. And, it's kind of the 6-week challenge to me is kind of like the fast food of fitness.
Yeah.
If your husband said to you, hey, Jordan, dress up really nice Friday night. We're going to go out for a really nice dinner. And he drives up to McDonald's, says, I've got $5. Anything off the dollar menu you want, honey. Would you be in a marriage very much?
Oh, gosh. No.
Right? But people understand the value of going to McDonald's or Manny's Steakhouse. It's both out, but the value is different. And we have a lot of clients, kind of like what you said, it's really sexy. It's what I wanted to hear, and we have a lot of clients that'll come in and be like, wow, when I worked out at this place or that place on my own or worked with somebody or whatever, you just did a 30-minute assessment with me. And I learned more in a half hour in an assessment than I did in 6 weeks or 6 months or even a year at some places.
Yeah.
And that's baffling. And a lot of people don't understand kind of that difference in value that you can get. And a lot of places end up watering things down by start doing $50 challenge type of thing. And then there's no value there.
Right.
And I just published an article kind of about what you kind of said with the diet of if you want to lose weight, you can do like a bodybuilder diet and eat some egg whites and asparagus, eat some chicken and broccoli, chicken and some sweet potatoes and do that multiple times a day. You're going to lose weight if you're eating less than your calories, but it's not anything you're going to sustain.
Yep.
And majority of our clients that get the best results eat in a balance and they only exercise 3 to 4 times a week. You don't need to bust your butt 6 days a week and destroy your body. And one thing in the past with 6-week challenges too, a lot of people, they already have, I don't want to say an eating disorder or anything like that, but they already have some emotional issues with food and exercise. And I've seen so many people 2 or 3 weeks into a 6-week challenge give up on life almost essentially.
Yeah.
And just quit coming because it's too strenuous. It's too much stress. So it actually did more damage than good because they're never going to go back to trying to eat healthy.
Right.
They're never going to try to exercise again. So you've actually damaged, if you get 50 people for a 6-week challenge and half of them go that route, you've done more damage in the community on a health basis than if the other 25 all achieve their weight loss goals.
Yeah.
Because that's a 50-50 split. And in reality, that's not. When you would have a 6-week challenge, how many would actually achieve the results that they were shooting for after the end of the 6 weeks?
Below 50%. I mean, it varied challenge to challenge, but the biggest thing that I see and that I talk to is some people just aren't meant to lose X amount of weight that's required by the challenge. Some people don't, their body isn't ready to do it. They're emotionally not ready to do it. And that's one of the hardest things about a challenge too, is that your success rate isn't that great with it. I mean, yes. Do I high five every single person who's successful? Yeah. But on the back of my mind, I know how many people didn't make it and what's that going to do to them in the future.
Yeah. And that's one thing that, all of our clients say about the community we have at Protege is everybody, it doesn't matter if they're 200 pounds overweight or if they're an elite athlete, if they're 75 years old or 25 years old, people can be working out together. They're all supporting each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that, yep, I've lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks, and a mom who hasn't lost a pound is in the back and emotionally just destroyed and probably walks out to her car and starts crying.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can't do this. I can't lose weight. And, you know, like you said, there's some people that their body is not even in a state of health to go through something that extreme. And you actually put them further behind the eight ball. It's kind of like The Biggest Loser TV show, and how unhealthy that was. And so many people think that's a way of getting healthy. And it's the most effective way of becoming more unhealthy emotionally and physically. And, you know, we have clients that we help with type 2 diabetes, autoimmune diseases, people that are, you know, we had a client that started in January. He had lost 70 pounds in 4 months. He has a goal of losing another over 100 pounds. You know, I've worked with him in the past, and there were times where he might not have been emotionally ready, but his body wasn't ready for it either. And so that struggle can be really defeating and a high pressure with some of that stuff. And like you said, you know, one of your clients said it was sexy and what I wanted to hear. And it's really just a marketing tactic, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of said that you do small groups and one-on-one. You know, when we first sat down and talked, you know, that's one thing that I said about our business model that we do. And you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to actually coach someone again and actually teach them what to do. And, you know, that's one thing with our small groups at Protege. We're actually teaching people what to do during their exercise, because we don't have 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're as a coach, and I know you know your stuff, I know you're a very good coach. When you have a group of like 20, 25, 30 people, what were you doing as a coach?
Supervision, safety. I mean, there's not a whole lot more that you can do besides walk around the room and make sure that people are safe and make sure that nobody's going to get seriously injured. You can do little bits and pieces of coaching, but that means your other part of the room is going to suffer. And when that other part of the room suffers, well, what does that say about how the room is coached? And, you know, I love the one-on-one piece, and I love being able to give that coaching, and to be coaching one person and then look over and see that other person. I can't make it there. What do I, well, you kind of got to pick the lesser of two evils. Which one is going to get hurt less by this? And that's the one you gotta let go for the time being. And there are people who need extra coaching, and that large room setting is hard for them to be in. So it's a hard thing. It's a hard place to be as a coach.
Yeah. And I agree. And that's one thing when Barb and I opened up Protege, we were like, we're not going to be that type of fitness mill, so to speak, and just pump people in and pump people out and just worry. It's why I left Golds. I didn't want to worry about a dollar figure and not someone's health. I wanted to worry about their health and their safety more than anything. And that they're actually improving, rather than just, I need to make $500 this month off this person. Cause that's not healthy for me mentally.
Right.
Either, like you said, you're like, which person do I pick that I don't have 4 sets of eyes in front of my head and more in the back of my head to watch all these people.
Right.
And so it is a very stressful situation, because you are dealing with someone's health and essentially their life and going through that. And, when we kind of said earlier kind of about, the fast food of the fitness world, so many people go to these places and they're like $100 for unlimited classes a month. What type of instruction are you getting? What type of nutrition coaching are you getting? Are you actually doing things that should be done for you?
Yeah.
There's some people that have joined Protege that have done CrossFit, and they walk into our facility and like, oh, okay. And then they're like, why don't we do, Olympic lifts here? Why don't you do box jumps here? Well, because 95% of the population doesn't need to do an Olympic lift. 90% of the population doesn't need to do super high box jumps. And the risk reward there is, if you're doing high rep Olympic lifts, high rep box jumps, the risk of injuries is through the roof. We had one client join with us because she was getting migraines after every time doing snatches, and she was doing them multiple times a week for high reps. And serious migraine that lasts 3 days. By the time I was going away, she was going back to class and getting one again. Like, what's the point of continuing that, you know?
Right.
And that, you know, so people have to really if they're looking for a place, understanding, and those 6-week challenge places or places just go sweat like that is good for some people.
Yeah.
But again, majority of the people, it's not. And those are, you know, that's not the type of facility that we are. And I know it's a facility that you guys don't have either, because you went that different route, because I have a love for coaching and teaching too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to just be a cheerleader up front and just tell people to go faster when I know I'm not doing them any favors that way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then right now, with what are some of the directions that you guys are, you know, just freshly opening?
Yeah.
You know, I saw that you guys posted, I think it was today or yesterday, you know, you got a bunch of stuff kind of going on, some new programs. It sounds like Saturday you're doing benefits for groups too.
So a big part of what we want to do is we want to, because we believe in so much in making our place a community focus, we want to bring that into our community as well. So we are starting, we're calling it Fitness for a Cause, where every Saturday is a charity workout in essence, in that it's $10 to come work out. You pay $10. I don't ever see a dime of that. That money is going all toward charity. Our first charity is the local food shelf. It's less than a mile away from our facility. They're thrilled to have a partner. They can't wait to come check it out. So we're doing a large event in November with them. And then in December, we'll do another event. And then at the end of the year, they're going to get all the proceeds, all the benefits. I'm cooking up a pretty crazy exercise-a-thon for that. I think it's going to require a lot of burpees. But for that one, so we've got a lot of events and a lot of fun things, because I think the way I look at it and the way my husband views it is that you need something to entice you to get in the door, but not in a like marketing, salesy type of way. You need something of like, you know, sometimes just working out for me isn't enough. I need to work out for a different purpose. And, you know, I want to work out in a Halloween costume. Well, that's what we did last weekend. I want to work out and help charity, and I want to do something charitable, and we're going to do that to help as well. And we just want to be as involved and be as present as we can in the community that we're in. And that's going to inspire and foster more beliefs in health and the importance of it.
Yeah. The outreach is a really important thing. You know, we've had groups from Protege go to feed starving children and things like that. And, you know, getting out together in that community is really important. It's really awesome too when you're at a facility and actually working on yourself, the friends that you meet. You know, I was just talking to two of our clients tonight. You swear that they've been best friends since grade school. You know, they met here 6 months ago, and it was just one of those things where over the past 6 months, you know, their families get together now, and it just, that community aspect is so huge. And that's really what health and wellness is about. It's not just, hey, how much can you sweat in this 45 minutes, but where are you going to be in a year from now? You know, and there's a lot of people that start with us, and I say, you know, Barb and I, the goal that we try to teach everybody is to give you the knowledge and exercise and nutrition that you can do anything you want the rest of your life. But the goal is to be 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. And if you want to go climb up a mountain, that you're going to be able to do it. You know, and that's really what it's about. And like you said earlier, a 6-week challenge isn't a lifestyle change. It's a 6-week torture session. You know, it's in my early 20s, I trained some people for fitness shows. I'll never train somebody for a fitness show again, because it's, again, egg whites and chicken, and it's not a healthy lifestyle. It's not sustainable.
Right.
And how many people just backlash afterwards, just like those extreme crash diets. So so again, I want to say congratulations on you guys opening your facility.
Thank you.
I hope to have you on for another interview if you want to. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And so looking forward to that. And thanks everybody for joining us, and look for more videos. We'll see you soon.
Awesome.